Hello there, you're watching Upfront with me, Blessed Suga. The minority in Parliament now is asking for the reversal of any notification declaring the seat of Kpandai in Parliament as vacant. Well, the demand is stemming from the latest Supreme Court ruling by a majority decision 4-1, indicating that the earlier ruling by High Court in Tamale declaring that seat as vacant and stopping the MP from holding himself out as MP would no longer hold, which means that Matthew Nyindam will continue to perform his parliamentary duties. If you're wondering what's the breakdown as to why the court is arriving at this decision, listen to the breakdown by my colleague, Parliamentary Affairs correspondent Kpandai tease out all of the key issues to you, plus what the reaction of Matthew Nyindam has been as well.
Use of jurisdiction, they said that the timing of the filing of the suit was in excess of the 21 days that is prescribed by law. And so the High Court in Tamale did not have jurisdiction to hear that matter. And the court, presided over by Justice Gabriel Scott Paman, today has delivered his judgment. The panel, Justice Gabriel Scott Paman, like I said, Justice Amadou Omoro Tanko, Justice Johnny Kulendi, Samuel Kwame Adibosiedu, and Henry Kofi. At the end of the day, the 5 judges could not agree on this matter, and so it was a split 4-1 decision, majority, I should say, with Justice Gabriel Scott Paman dissenting and actually holding that the High Court judgment that annulled the election of Matthew Nyindam should actually be upheld, while the 4 other justices, Justice Amadou Omoro Tanko, Johnny Kulendi, Samuel Kwame Adibosiedu, and Henry Kofi disagreed, quashing the judgment of the High Court in this matter.
Now, as a party, we are aggrieved by this decision, and therefore we will advise our candidate in the matter regarding the next step to take. But the court is a court of equity and of law. We should be interested in the Gazette notification published by the Assembly Press under the authority of the Electoral Commission that was brought to Parliament, for which people like me were sworn in. That cannot be a gazette that will be discounted by the court, because it's a public document. The MPP cannot benefit from that gazette notification and come to court and say that that is not the proper document.
Thank you very much. I think that the Supreme Court has spoken emphatically that the decision of the Tamale High Court was made without jurisdiction, and so the court has quashed it and is hereby quashed. So Honorable Nyindam still remains the MP of the people of Kpandai, so we call it still maintained.
To thank my lawyers and also use this opportunity to thank the Supreme Court judges for the ruling, because it's clear that the people wanted to change the will of the people of Kpandai, but the Supreme Court has affirmed the will of the people, and I'm most grateful to them. I also want to thank the party from the head to the bottom, that is national, regional, and the constituency, for the support they've given me. And the people of Kpandai, I'm sure that when you are in Kpandai today, you will see the joy of the people, because they voted for me and they expected me to serve them for the 4 years. I also want to thank His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for the support he's given me throughout. I am most grateful.
To give effect to this very ruling, the minority in Parliament is making 3 demands, making it a call to action to the Speaker of the House to deal with. Take a look at some of the demands now on your screens, because in the light of this development, the minority is saying that, first of all, they would need an immediate and formal withdrawal of any residual notifications or administrative acts suggesting that the Kpandai seat is vacant, so that the records of Parliament and that of the Electoral Commission will accurately now reflect the Supreme Court's decision and continuing the mandate of Matthew Nyindam as MP. The second demand, as you can see, is a thorough internal review within Parliament under the leadership of the Right Honourable Speaker Bagbin to ensure that in future no notification of vacancy is issued while we have appeals applications for stay of proceedings going on, unless a final court expressly directs otherwise. The final demand now from the minority is basically a recommendation and recommitment on all sides of the House for that long-standing parliamentary practice. And they are referring to cases of the Dana Budakpi, the Damusa Kande case, and the others, as you see there, of respecting the hierarchy of the courts and awaiting the final judicial determination before taking steps that will permanently affect representation and also the composition of the House. So these are the three key demands of the minority in the House. And of course, they go on to say there that they, of course, will be willing to welcome their own colleague, Matthew Nyindam, back to the lawful seat in Parliament when the House resumes sitting on the 3rd of February 2026. And of course, they're celebrating together with the people of Kpandai, giving this latest directive that is coming through. And Osahin Alexander Fenyomakin, minority leader, says going forward, the minority will remain vigilant in defending due process, electoral integrity, and also the sovereignty of every Ghanaian constituency to choose its representative without fear that its mandate will be casually set aside. So, yeah, clear indication of what it is that the minority thinks about this. And that's, by extension, the position of the New Patriotic Party. Deputy General Secretary of the party, Haruna Mohammed, is joining us. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Bless.
I'm putting you on the hot seat, by the way, for the first time in the year. OK, so let's get to it. Is this the same kangaroo court that you were referring to as the NPP?
I can't recall the NPP officially calling the court kangaroo courts.
The minority leader was on record to have said, you know, the decision of the High Court in Tamale was sort of...
I think he was pointing to the decision of the High Court, not the court.
OK.
The decision of the court is different from the court.
How do you explain that to us? That in one breath, you accept the decision of the court, and in another you disagree as members of the NPP.
The decision of the court is different from the court. Judges have discretion. The discretion of a specific judge represents the judge's opinion and the judgment the judge gives, not the court. The court is a separate entity from the persona of the judge. So if in the thinking of the judge and in expressing his opinion with regards to his discretion, you have the right in the 1992 Constitution to question the decision of the judge. But we've never called the court a kangaroo court. Never in the history of this country.
So you accept this outcome?
Yes. Even outcomes we don't accept. We take the decision in good faith and we comment
I'm sorry, but this was not your posture as the NPP when, of course, the first ruling was given.
Because the first ruling was defective. The first ruling, even me, who is not a lawyer, I could point to specific aspects of the ruling, the judgment, because I have followed cases with respect to election petition and election-related matters, from registration to petitioning against, because I'm from Zabzugu.
Yeah.
Persons in my constituency were being taken out of the register or were being petitioned against for them to be excluded from the album. So we went to the court. We succeeded on the matter. Again, when we were duly elected, we went to court again. We contested because they contested us on election petition. I followed the case and we won the case again. So I know in all circumstances what pertain and relates to election. That is why I always dine with CI 127.
Yeah, since you dial in with that very document, it's part of the controversy now, the fact that all of this and why we're seeing the ruling from the court is simply because of what Sam would describe as ineptitude on the part of the Electoral Commission. You know, double Gazette dates and the reason for which we are likely to see why the court would have taken this position.
Blessed. You know, after the elections in 2024, there was some Gazette notifications, and the Electoral Commission, if you follow keenly how Gazette notifications comes out, usually it is on 24th. And these particular instance, they did so, gazetting the elections on the 24th. Again, we saw another Gazette notification which was relative to the published one, which was online, we saw it going round. And when a matter is put before you as a lawyer, you are looking for every avenue to get your evidence to be able to back your case. In Akwetia, I was personally present with lawyer Gary Nimakumafu when we pushed that the Akwetia case was filed based on newspaper reportage. You can remember. And we indicated that based on the time that they filed the notification, they filed their petition, there was no Gazette notification. That was our argument. Then the NDC went to request the Assembly Press to provide them with the authenticated Gazette notification, which was filed by writ to the court, and a decision was taken by the Supreme Court. That decision was taken in a civil motion, number GS/37/2025. On the 11th of June, the Supreme Court took a decision on that particular matter. And if you permit me, on page 11 of that particular judgment, I would read the decision of the court. From the affidavit evidence before the court, it was established that the Gazette notification number 234, dated 24th December 2024, was the valid one. We therefore had no difficulty finding that the results of the Akwetia parliamentary elections were gazetted on 24th of December 2024 and not 6th January 2025. This was clearly, and this was against us. This ruling was against us. And it reminded us that the Gazette notification we are making reference to is not the valid one. In these particular circumstances, the same Gazette notification was presented by us in the Tamale Court, which the NDC sought to rely on without gathering their own evidence. And remember,
that's your claim.
You get the point. So there were the people who were supposed to, they went to court before us. And when you are going for election petition, you ought to have the Gazette notification. So they went to court without a Gazette notification. When we file our responses, they then tend to rely on the Gazette notification we brought, which was that they slept on their job.
Do you agree that Matthew Nyindam is just escaping harm or hazard simply because of technicalities now? Because the substance of the matter is not even in question now. It's much more about the elapsed window of 21 days that any candidate could challenge a parliamentary election.
It's not only the substance.
It's as though the main case or the nitty-gritty has not been dealt with.
You see, the form must justify the substance. The form must justify the substance. If you are not duly employed in multimedia, you cannot be in the studio to be presenting.
I agree with you on that.
You get the point. So if you did not file within the timeline, you obviously not to be.
But that does not take away the claims or the concerns being raised by the candidate of the NDC.
The concerns will be valid when you file within time. So once you don't file within time, per what is stated in PNDC Law 284, which Section 18 has clearly indicated that an election petition shall be presented within 21 days after the date of the publication in the Gazette of the result of the elections to which it relates, except that a petition questioning an election on allegations of corruption. So these are matters that are clear. Blaise, I want to also clear something that Honorable Dafiamakpa has just stated, that the MPP cannot benefit from a Gazette notification that they benefited in the swearing in, and that he was sworn in because of that particular Gazette. I disagree. And I'll point to you in CI 127. This is the CI. That generates the Gazette notification. In the CI, you go to Regulation 43, which pertains to declaration and publication of parliamentary election results. And I move you to CI 127, Regulation 43.2, which you permit me, I read. The Commission shall, on receipt of an endorsed writ, A, publish in the Gazette a notice stating the name of the persons elected and the total number of votes cast for each candidate. B, inform clerk to Parliament soon after that of the names of the candidate elected. The first one, which is A, is the Gazette notification. The Gazette notification indicates all candidates in the election and then indicating the remarks column as to who is elected. The one that is being sent and informing the clerk is those who have duly been elected.
Yes.
That is not Gazette notification. So he should differentiate it. What was sent to the clerk for him to be sworn in was not the Gazette notification, was the information as pertained to CI 127 Regulation 43 2B. That was the relative part. So that was not a Gazette notification. Look, they have failed on the law. They have slept on their case, and this is not them. It happened to us in Akwetia, and it means that we need to be very clear, and that the real Gazette notification is the one that was gazetted on 24th.
Alexander Benjamin is out with a statement asking the Speaker to reverse the declaration that the seat is vacant. That's premature, isn't it? Why would you wait for the process to be exhausted? I mean, that was the same principle you were working with, asking for the entire litigation process to be exhausted. This is the situation where the laws of the land allow the Supreme Court to vary from any decision it might have taken prior. What if an appeal comes through?
You see, when you are eating with the devil, you need to eat with a long spoon. I believe that is on that basis that the minority is clearly indicating this to the Speaker. Because there are instances that the minority has agreed with the Speaker on certain matters, and the Speaker pulls surprise, or the other side pulls surprise on them. So, you see, the Speaker made reference to Court of Appeal rules. He made reference to Court of Appeal rules, specifically on Section 27(3) of the Court of Appeal rules, where he said that there shall be a stay of execution of the judgment or a decision or of proceedings under the judgment or a decision appealed. That decision was appealed because we arrested the decision by appealing and also arrested the decision by filing a stay of execution. So A of the 3 says, for a period of 7 days immediately following the giving of the judgment or decision, the Speaker made a ruling in the chamber. He did? Indicating, yes, he did. Indicating that if indeed after the expiration of the 7 days, there is an indication of an appeal and an application of a stay of execution, then he will give another judgment. That judgment was not given. Then all of a sudden, a letter was written indicating the vacancy of the seat, which was a surprise and a slap on the back of the minority. So in these particular circumstances, the minority had to eat with a long spoon by writing to the Speaker, indicating that there is a ruling, and this ruling is taking effect. So the judge, the Speaker has to look at that particular ruling and make those consequential orders again.
Have you seen the judgment from the court? Have you seen the judgment from the court already? It's not ready, is it?
They said the judgment can be found in the court, but we haven't picked it. This is all.
You know why I'm saying that.
They said it will be ready on the 5th.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yes, the judgment will be, but the judgment has been delivered.
But it's not ready.
Yeah, but
in print.
Yeah, you ask because when you are eating with the devil, you eat with long spoon.
Okay, so
it will be ready on the 6th of February.
That the Speaker of the House may not necessarily act in accordance with what.
Because we don't believe the Speaker.
Really?
Yes, he has in many circumstances did not honor his obligations, even in the chamber when he made a promise based on his ruling to give a further ruling if it is established that there was an appeal and an appeal.
And that's why I was asking the question earlier, that if an appeal comes through, the Speaker will be enchanted based on the principle the NPP.
When we did an appeal, the Speaker moved on and declared the seat vacant.
Yeah, but you supported that principle.
Which one?
That, well, if there's an
We did not.
I mean, he's still stating that.
We said that that should not be done.
In the statement that I just read to you, that there should be an internal review, and you point to the Abodakwi case, you point to the Adamu Sekande case. All of these cases, as you claim, as the NPP, the decision was taken after an exhaustive process.
Yeah,
I'm saying to you that if that appeal comes through again,
if the appeal comes through,
going by your principle,
the case, the matter, it can't be. We are saying that
it should be on hold.
No, that is not what they said.
Based on your principle,
no, that's not the
what you're saying.
The principle is
that's
so look at it. A commitment by all sides of the House to a long-standing parliamentary practice, illustrated by the Abodakwi. What happened in Abodakwi first?
Okay, you tell me.
What the matter of this case was that Abodakwi's case was ongoing whilst he was in Parliament. He was in Parliament. Parliament never declared his seat vacant. He was enjoying the privileges and sitting in Parliament. What about Sakande? Sakande was in Parliament whilst his case was going.
Yeah.
What about Nimakan? It was going.
Yeah.
Kwesi was in Parliament. So in that particular principle, Nyindam ought not to have been thrown out.
But unfortunately,
Nyindam should have stayed in Parliament.
I mean that's the harm your candidate is facing now.
So we are saying that should be corrected.
As of now, he's not a member of Parliament.
He's a member of Parliament because he's not going to be sworn in. If he goes to Parliament, he's not going to be sworn in.
His seat is vacant as of now.
But the court has upheld the decision to quash the decision of the High Court. Once the decision has been quashed, then he's a member of Parliament back.
Has Parliament been notified already?
This one, Parliament will duly be notified.
You get the point. So I'm saying that until this is exhausted, the Speaker could say that, well, there's an appeal, there's a challenge against it, your member still remains invalid.
Look, that is future impossible tense. It cannot happen. We are not living in a democracy where somebody can decide to play with the law. You cannot play with the law.
Because the seat remains vacant, isn't it?
You cannot say that because there was an appeal, we should leave the appeal out and still go ahead and declare it vacant. For now, then there is also an appeal. Okay, then you say that, okay, this time around, we should not leave it. Let's make sure that the matter stayed. Okay. It cannot work. That is the principle that the minority has stated in point 3. Abu Dhabi case, he was in Parliament. So Nyindam should be, even if there's an appeal, he will continue to be in Parliament until such an appeal is heard.
Okay, for now, looking at the demands you're making, and I see 3 of them, of course, you're asking that this should get the buy-in of the NDC side. You've just heard from the Chief Whip pointing out how they believe that a lot hasn't gone right and that they may be challenging this, and this is not the last of it.
Well, that is their right. The 1992 Constitution allows them to appeal. As to whatever the appeal is going to be, I cannot be prejudicial on what will happen on appeal. But they have the right to appeal.
In terms of what that will mean for your candidate, that's why I'm asking you the question.
It doesn't mean if they appeal, we'll go back to the court. The law doesn't change. The PNDC law 284 has not changed. The status quo of this Gazette has not changed. So the law will continue to be the law. If they appeal, even if there's an international court, we'll follow them there.
Oh, you're willing to go all the way?
No, if they want to go. If they think that it is not exhaustive enough, they can go. We'll follow them. I am very confident.
And are you getting that sense that the NDC is becoming, well, maybe it will be extreme if you call it greed, but do you feel they're becoming too attached to parliamentary seats? They're sweeping almost all of them in by-elections. They want to go for more, even by the indication of what we're seeing in the Kpandai case. Is that demoralizing you as the NPP?
No, it's a state. It's a call to the indication that
there is
too much of arrogance of power. They don't think that they will live out of power. If they leave power and somebody is also going to behave that way, they will not be having a seat in Parliament.
Really?
Sure, certainly, because if everybody is going to have that behavior, then they will not have any seat in Parliament.
You have a feeling they're just in to sweep off all those?
It's arrogance of power, and that is why, if you ask me who made them their feeling about this case, I will tell you that my good brother Computer contributed to this loss. You saw him, how he was ranting, talking and saying, we'll go and seize it. Look, there are laws in this country. If you are in the court today, the youth of Kpandai, they nearly beat them up. They nearly beat the NDC out. You could see that even when he was talking, at a point, as if they were telling him that they are coming. They were very wild today. They said they came and lied to them, that there's going to be a by-election. They should go, they should campaign, they should go ahead. And you heard him. This posture doesn't help. We are living in a country with rules. So
yeah, but the NDC hasn't violated any rule. Just put that.
No, but you don't go and give people false hopes. You don't do that. You don't do that.
But you were certainly going to lose that election if it had happened.
We're not going to lose it. How do you lose something you won?
Well, if you do a rerun.
Which rerun? You've won an election. How do you rerun the election?
Are you sure you'd have succeeded if that rerun had gone on?
Well, how will the rerun be done? We're very certain in our mind that the law will be the law. This is a case that has come against us before. And we went to the same court. And the Supreme Court, the people in there, they didn't just jump to the court. They went through processes. Some of them were at the bar before they got.
Oh, are you the one saying this?
We have never insulted the Supreme Court.
But your minority leader doesn't even recognize the Chief Justice was in power a couple of days ago.
In principle, he raised certain concerns.
Are you not blowing hot and cold? I'm trying to understand the psyche of the NPP membership now as to how you view the courts even as we speak now.
Easy, you are getting it wrong. The current president, at a point, was calling the Supreme Court unanimous FC.
Oh, you mean President John Mahama?
Yes. He called them unanimous FC. For the first time, you would hear how the Supreme Court is being denigrated. And even the Chief Justice was denigrated, was when they said that, you heard that story. And it went to the court. These people were cited for contempt. And you heard all manner of stories amongst them. And we continue to question them and tell them that the law can be for you today and tomorrow it will not be for you. Because you need to present your case with a clear conscience and clear evidence to be able to win it.
If the NDC case was wrong for you, two wrongs do not make right.
No, but we have not. I am saying that...
If your minority leader would not simply accord the Chief Justice, the new Chief Justice, with some respect.
You see, the minority leader has not attacked the Chief Justice as a person, like in his own personality. Okay? He's attacking a certain principle. And that principle is that he finds it to be weird. He finds it that it is something that ought not to happen.
If you say that the Chief Justice is on a thank you tour, what does that mean?
Perhaps he made a statement. He made a statement to that point.
Haruna, you get the point I'm making.
No, he made a statement to that point.
Party members at some point would attack the courts and then on the second hand
he made a point. He was making a statement to a point, and that came in. So if you follow truly, in all humility, in the presentation of him, you understand where he was coming from. You may disagree with him. Some other persons may also disagree with him. But he is a lawyer himself. He's making his case. And for him, in his opinion, just as judges have their own opinion they express by way of discretion, for him, he thinks that it ought to have been done this way, and it is done different way. And as a Ghanaian citizen, you don't need to agree everything.
As the NPP, are you telling me now that you have confidence in the courts?
We always have fidelity in the law. We always have fidelity in the law.
It's never been shaken at any point?
How?
Okay.
We are the foundation of rule of law. We are the foundation of rule of law. Look at our very foundation, those who formed the party and how they brought in Nkrumah. These were clear lawyers. We have clear lawyers who have been doing this job for all of us. So we understand that. We understand the rule of law. And that is why we have not, as a party, come out to attack the court itself, except the decision of the court. And that is a right. That is in the Constitution. You can attack the decision of the court, but not to attack the court.
Going forward, do you envisage more by-elections? At least there's
I don't wish by-elections.
Okay.
I don't wish to have by-elections because the form in which by-elections come in Ghana, I would not wish it even for my my enemy.
Yes,
no.
Yes.
So it either come by death or in any other form.
But you're focusing on death. Your candidate, for instance, his seat was announced, basically.
But it has not become a by-election. So when you are writing the history of by-election, with regards to judgments in
you're
the
looking
court,
at the trend.
You look at the trend.
But speaking of by-elections, as sad as it may sound, Ayawaso is in the office. What's the position of the NPP on this?
We are contesting.
You're contesting that,
yes.
that election? Okay. But you didn't wish that, of course, as you're saying, that your political opponents will go that way.
Yes.
So out of goodwill, why is the NPP not just reaching out to the NDC to say, well, we'll let this go? This is a known NDC sport. We allow you to take that seat.
And as Kumi was not giving us a sacrifice, he died. But by way of goodwill, these people wouldn't have gone for that contest. We did not go for Tamale Central because of what happened. What happened in Tamale Central was a clear, different matter. It has never happened in this country before. So we look at the circumstances and decided that, no, we want to pay respect to the late MP, and again, two, to the people of Tamale Central, and also to the people of Ghana. So these were three circumstances that we had to pay that particular homage and paying respect by the circumstances that it happened. And everybody would appreciate the fact that because we did not go, Ghana did not spend money to run that particular election. Because we did not go, nobody lost his life. Because we did not go, the security did not go sleepless night. Because we did not go, a lot of things, even your airtime, you saved it and you used it for other economic activity. So we took a decision at the right time, but it's not every circumstances that warrant you not to go.
I mean, let's be blunt. You wouldn't have won Tamale Central. You wouldn't have won. I mean,
no, we could have won. Bless.
I'm not be frantic with the results and the outcome of the last election in that constituency. You take a look at where we're talking about now, the Ayawaso area. These are areas that you would ordinarily not win. It's not your base, is it?
Blessed. In the history of this country, President John Dramani Mahama wouldn't have won 2024.
How?
If we were to... Sitting president in the history of our country has never lost elections like what he did. He didn't stop. He continued. As a sitting president, he was the president at that time. He lost the elections in a margin that not even a first-timer has ever lost. As a sitting president, he came back in 2020 and lost again. Then he came back in 2020. So he ought not to have even contested if we had to go on that particular tangent. So there is no elections that you cannot win. And I want to tell you, Tamale Central is a seat that we can even win. Don't look at the last elections. Look at the various elections.
Yeah, but you chickened out.
I told you the reasons why we did not contest.
Yeah, but the same situation is happening now.
It's not the same situation. This is not the same situation. This is not the same situation.
But we've lost both MPs.
Yeah, he died. This one, he was on duty. It has never happened. Not he alone, and other dignitaries.
Why wouldn't you just extend that olive branch to the NDC to say, well, you can take this and we'll let it go?
Because we decided to keep the branch.
Interesting. Okay, which means there will be a contest. I'm looking at some of the names now. Baba Jamal, for instance, is back in the mix. It could be any of them. It could be the widower. The widow of the late MP, or one other individual. The fourth, I understand, is.
But when you mentioned Baba Jamal's name, what came in your mind?
Oh, I mean,
you know, he was former deputy information minister. When he gathered those who are using the van, the information van, information service department, you remember?
For me, what comes to mind is What comes to mind is
So that was where he made a famous statement. That is a true reflection of the NDC.
Really?
Anytime Baba Jamal's names comes up, it reminds me of what he said.
Are you saying that you can present a candidate that will beat this?
No, he said, let me just, he said that if the NDC slaughter a sheep, they should say it's a cow. If it is white, they should say it is black.
You're saying it, not my words.
That's what he said.
Okay.
And this can be Googled. So anytime, and I see it as a true reflection of the NDC.
And again, your words against his.
No, not my words against. That was what he said.
I'm just trying to pair. Look at the lineup of individuals. Vetting is happening today, this period, I believe, for those individuals. Which candidate are you presenting to face all these people, and what processes are you going to go through now? Yeah,
we have started processes just as we did in Akwetia.
Yeah.
And the regional party is given the opportunity to lead the processes. At the last NEC meeting, NEC had given them the opportunity to continue and report back to NEC on the selection of candidates. If you go and look at our party's constitution, in Article 12, it is selection of parliamentary candidates. So we can either select or we go for election. So we have various avenues to look at it, and the regional party will certainly give us a candidate through the processes that has been given to them.
I mean, I don't know if your decision is actually being backed by science. You take a look at how your party is performing in the Greater Accra region, and it's nothing to write home about. Why wouldn't you reorganize, re-strategize, come back stronger in 2028?
We are doing so, and that does not mean that we should abdicate our work or just run away from something.
No, you are a politician.
No, but we've looked at the science, we've looked at the data, we've looked at everything. The NDC is 1 year old. They made promises to the good people of Ghana. and you hold them to account.
But going by Global Info Analytics ratings, the president's rating is soaring beyond how it was even at the time of election.
That is what they have said. We can test what they said on the grounds and find out. So always every poll is being tested on the ground to confirm. If a poll has not been tested on the ground to validate the poll, then it remains a conjecture.
Does this trend now of having wives of late MPs take over, that could be the case for this same MP, and of course the principle that you've upheld in the NPP as well, I believe, in some of the cases. If that's the case, why wouldn't you just let it go and allow the woman to take over?
Listen, a happening does not occasion a principle. If it's happening, does not mean it's a principle. In law, they call it precedence, right? But it does not amount to a principle. So it has been happening doesn't mean that it should become the norm, okay? So I don't know what happens. I'm very, very listening to go into the NDC matters. I don't want to go in. But I just saw that the woman requested for a virtual vetting, and they said they will not allow her for a virtual vetting.
You're saying it.
That's what is
out there.
Yeah, it's even reported on your station. So I'm quoting from your station.
Okay, you're quoting Joy News. You're quoting Joy News. Okay, let's see the individuals we're talking about. There's Baba Jamal's profile, and there's the woman in question, right? Hajia Amin Adam, the profile there, of course, has some background in business management from the Central University. She's done quite well in terms of entrepreneurship. And then she has an MBA from the University of Professional Studies, Accra. Baba Jamal is also in that mix, the name that we've been mentioning. Of course, we can go to Baba Jamal now, because we've seen a lot from Hajia as well. He's our ambassador to Nigeria. And do you think that he should... Do you think he should resign and come and contest?
I am minding my business.
He's your good friend, isn't it?
I've never met him.
Okay.
I only heard him say if they slaughter a sheep, they should say it's a cow.
Do you want him to just leave post from Nigeria and just come into the race?
I am not in their party. I don't know the rules that they have, and I don't know what the national constitution talks about. I will leave their house matter to them.
It's a political party. It's a public entity, by the way. So the next steps for you in terms of the opening of nominations, when will that happen? Do you have a fixed date on that?
We have given the mandate to the regional party to handle and report back to. We can have a consensus candidate, and we can also have an elected candidate.
Okay, it's not necessarily a good time for the NPP, is it? Looking at your state now in Parliament, the number of seats you have, and that's why many are expecting that your reorganization process ought to happen and happen fast and happen well, else you'd just crack into pieces as a political party, which you don't want to have going into the 2028 elections. You're starting first with the presidential reorganization. The election is coming so close.
Yes. Yes.
Are you sure you'll come out in one piece or in pieces?
We came in one piece in 2023. On the 4th of November, we went in and we came out peacefully. We went to Ohinijan Sports Stadium and adored the winner. The same way, we will come out in peace and have the outdooring at the party headquarters at Asalon Down. We have done it before. We are the pace setters of democracy in Ghana, and the MPP will certainly deliver that peaceful election once again.
Have you taken notice of the kind of acrimony that is, brewing in the lead up to this election? As the national leadership of the party, what steps are you taking to check that?
I think that the National Council of our party set up the Presidential Elections Committee, which is chaired by Joseph Osei Usu, Honorable Joseph Osei Usu, who is an assertive leader with a clear membership who are very meticulous in the dealings that they have. This particular committee has also set up what we call the Intra-Party Advisory Committee, where they have interactions with the various aspirants themselves or their representatives. All the processes that we have put through to get the elections done, they have been part of those particular decisions, informed before time. And all the guidelines that have been given for these particular elections has been signed off by them. So in this particular circumstance, none of them up to today has come out to accuse the elections committee of bias.
I'm just wondering why you're forcing candidates to sign up to the fact that they would take the outcome of the election regardless?
Nobody forced any candidate.
What did you tell candidates? I mean, that's what they've signed up for.
We did that in 2023. And they came, we did not send police, CID or NIB to go and arrest somebody to the venue. We did not. That amounts to force, just as Ntim Fojo was being forced to go to the NIB headquarters, just as other members of the party were being forced to go to either Ioko or what have you. We didn't force it. They came there voluntarily. And before they came, we gave them copies of those particular documentations. 2 days, 2 clear days, for all of them to read.
And yet you made mistakes in the document.
There was no mistake in the document.
Well, there's no mistake.
There was no mistake in the document. There was no error in the document. Nothing. There was nothing like that.
Haruna Mohammed, have you read the document yourself?
The document?
Yeah.
Yes, I've read the document.
You've read it. There's no mistake.
There was no mistake in the document. There was no mistake in the document.
And you are forcing candidates to accept
Nobody forced the candidate to accept the outcome.
But what did you say about the outcome of the election and why candidates must accept it regardless?
Because we have put it in the guideline. And then we also single it out into the decisions that was taken with the Electoral Commission. The acceptance of the results in every national election is being discussed. And that is why even the National Peace Council puts up peace packs for political parties to sign. In 2024, I went and signed that particular peace pack when the NDC refused to sign. So these are matters that are being done internationally, globally. So we did it in 2023. In 2026...
Explain the clause to us. What does it mean? Are you asking them to not to use the courts when the outcome does not favor them?
Already the constitution of the party asks you not to use the courts. You should start with the internal procedure of the party before you go to the court. In many circumstances, people who have jumped the internal procedure and went to court are being referred by the court back to their internal procedure.
So that's what you're asking the candidates to do?
It's a commitment pack, and that's why the General Secretary, he didn't call it a peace
Almost,
pack.
if you see the poster of all the candidates there, in fact, even the former Vice President wasn't happy about what you were doing on the day. I don't know which of the mood barometers you are using. You are using the mood barometer. Look at the man there. You can see him. He's not happy.
Tired.
Oh, okay.
He was tired. He was in Ashanti region, touring. Then he had to come. All of them were somewhere. They were all tired.
Did you hear Brian Achampong?
Brian?
Yes, Brian says the guy was not happy and that the others...
Maybe he was not displaying his unhappiness because he's signing the peace pack. Perhaps maybe something has been carried from somewhere to the place. Certainly not because of the... If it is that he's not happy with the peace pack, he wouldn't have come. Or see what Nkawantam #1. And that was what he said, right? So, but that is something that he, in his own observation. But if the man was not happy, he would not come there. He would not even
because you're forcing them to come.
Nobody forced him. He came, he drove in his car and came to the place. He took his own seat. Nobody forced him to sit on the seat. So this is something clearly they came voluntarily. If any of them has said he will not come, we will not do anything to the person.
Let me ask you this question. How many people are voting in this election? I'm asking of the numbers for a reason, because I'm trying to make sense of the number of individuals who are voting in this exercise. Just to get a true sense of how that decision will be made at the end of the day, because conflicting figures here and there, some also raising concerns about what the true picture is in terms of the numbers. Do you have them?
Yes, I have them.
Oh, really? Okay.
I have them. In Ahafo region, we have 4,338. 338 delegates will be voting in Ahafo region. 4,338. Yeah. In Ashanti region, we have 36,626. Okay. In Bono, we have 7,871. In Bono East, we have 7,840. In Central region, we have 18,718. In Eastern region, we have 21,843. Greater Accra, we have 40,165. OT, we have 5,495. Northern region, my home region, we have 12,206. Northeast region, 3,654. Savannah region, 4,155. Upper East region, 8,588. Upper West region, 6,876. Volta region, 12,589.
You have 12,000 people in the Volta region?
Yes, as delegates.
How's that possible?
Yes. How? Why wouldn't that be possible?
No, but I'm just asking.
Please don't be mischievous. How would that be possible?
Compare the numbers.
That's our numbers. Every polling station has 5. Every polling station has 5.
Yeah, but that's more than some of the other regions that you just read.
But it depends upon the number of constituencies that they
12,000 in the Volta region?
Yes. Northern region has 18 constituencies. Okay?
Yeah.
Northern region has 18 constituencies. They also have 18 constituencies. Northern region had 12,000. They have 12,000. It doesn't matter whether they want the MPP or not. It is the officers manning the polling stations. So for the officers manning the polling stations...
12,000.
Yes, it's 12,000. Volta region, 12,589.
Wow.
Blessed, this is a new year. Don't be mischievous. Western region, we have 14,132. Western North, 6,429. Headquarters, where I will be voting, we have 153. Diaspora, the external branches, we have 824. And we have these compiled delegates list, the deceased, lessen the deceased number, which is 2,827. The forfeiture, 653. We have 211,849.
Oh.
So these are the delegates
all
that will
spread
be
across the country.
Yes, the breakdown is there. NEC also took a decision for some persons who were exempted, about 59 or 58 of them for TESCOM, to be included. Okay. So they will be added to the total number.
Which is the 211?
Yes, 211,849. So if anything at all, you'll be adding 58 or 59 onto that particular rule, and that will give you the number.
Let me get a sense of this. Why are you not allowing every member of the MPP to just go ahead and vote?
Allowing every member. This is something that the party has thought through in the review as part of the restructuring of the party. The report that came from Michael Quay committee recommended that there is the need for the universal adult. So we call it OMO, one man, one vote. Okay. OMO, one man, one vote.
You like a lot of 1:1 in the MPP.
Yeah, because
1 man, 1 vote.
Yeah, because you start from one and get and gets to the majority.
1 man, 1 vote.
Yeah, 1 man, 1 vote.
Yeah.
So,
but that's not what's happening now.
So the recommendation was made, but for the basis of the circumstances, we cannot go there because we need to deliberately gather the database, build it up to be able to get that.
You don't know how many members you have in the NPP.
So they recommended a limited expansion in the meantime. Then in the medium to long term, then we can have
how many do you pay members of the NPP do you have?
How?
You don't know the people who paid dues to you as
we know. If I
but if I should ask, then you should use that data and allow everyone to vote.
The point is that we have to put in a deliberate measure together. You know,
when it comes to taking the dues, you're quick in accepting the dues from your members.
Not quick in accepting. It is the constitutional right.
Yeah, but you accept
their dues. So it's the constitutional right.
So if you accept the money from them, allow them to
their dues.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Membership is there. You can be a member and you are not in... Payment of dues makes you a member in good standing. You can be a member and you are not in good standing. So these are two different things altogether. So we have issued a statement by the General Secretary for polling stations meetings to begin. Based on the polling stations meeting, as they began, then we will begin the processes of building the database. But for the meantime, the recommendation was made for a limited expansion.
You know, the reason why I'm asking you
and that is where we added 2 to the polling station, making it 7. We also added 4 to the electoral area, making it 5. We also call on the former executives and former appointees and also parliamentary candidates who were not successful in the previous
and former members of parliament. The reason why I'm asking you is because some of your members, the members of your party, simply do not seem to agree with you or are not happy about the decision. Professor Frimpong Boateng comes to mind. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo comes.
Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo is not a member of the party. He's not a member of the New Patriotic Party anymore.
He's a founding member of the party?
He's not a founding member of the party.
Are you by this interview expelling Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo?
He has already expelled himself. And if you care to know, I would want to make reference. And if he wants, he can come and disagree with that particular position. Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo himself has indicated that he left the MPP I was a member of the MPP until Mahama came into the scene. Dr. Nyahu Tamaklo reveals why he betrayed his former party. You know, President Mahama is his nephew. So when did President Mahama came into the scene? He came into the scene in July 2012, right? And even you can say even 2008, because he became the running mate. Okay? So once he came into the scene, as to when he came into the scene or he became president, he left the party.
The constitution of the party, can a founder of the party relinquish?
He's not a founder in the first place.
He's not a founding member?
He's not a founding member. He never signed on to the party.
You seem to be rewriting what we know.
He's not rewriting. I am telling you the authority that Dr. Nyahu Tamaklo has never been a founding member of our party.
So what's his standing in your party now?
He is not an MPP member.
They are not happy. They say they are the ones who were there when the party was being
Yeah, but he decided to
be. Has he written to your party?
He doesn't need to write. If you go and read Article 3.8, one of the party's constitution, he forfeited his own membership.
Okay.
Immediately he said, I was a member of the MPP until Mahama came into the scene.
He's not
Again, I also report to you when he was even suspended on January 3rd, 2016, indefinitely. He was still on suspension in that particular moment. And he also came out to declare and told us clearly on the 14th of October.
But they're heading to court now, regardless, telling you that you have to eliminate this whole delegate system.
So we wait until the court makes such decision. We'll go to the court and argue our matter. But the point must be made clearly that Dr. Nyahu Tamaklo is not longer a member of the new party.
Don't you feel that this
and he has never been a foundation member of the party
Monicracy is creeping into the political parties. In fact, the former Speaker of Parliament, who then did the Okwe report, the infamous report that you're not releasing, when will you be making it public, by the way?
When did you see the NDC report anyway?
Professor Okwe says Monicracy is creeping in. Possibly one of the ways of dealing with that is to allow every member to vote.
I think we have agreed to that point, that allowing every member to vote, but we need to take it step by step. As you sit here, I know you are married. You have one wife, right?
I'm not married.
Unfortunately, I have two wives.
Oh, you have two?
Oh, yes, I'm married to two women. So if I go home and my wife cooks and I want to eat,
then you
even though if I am hungry,
then you share something.
If I am hungry, I cannot take the bowl and swallow it.
Okay.
I need to take marble my marble. Even before I take the marble, I need to leave the food to cool off small before I take. So you cannot just say because we need everybody to vote, we just have to run into it. We need to take a process, and that's why we have limited expansion. So I'm using this marriage thing to demonstrate. At least when you go home, your pillow will talk to you that.
My pillow, huh? Your pillow doesn't talk to you.
No, pillow talks.
Oh, okay.
Look, business visions comes from the pillow.
From the pillow.
Yes.
Not from him.
If you ask your founder for multimedia, he will tell you that majority of what he used to get multimedia to where it is today, he got them under his pillow.
Maybe the pillow will talk to me to find a wife first. Maybe that will be a good starting point. Haruna Mohammed, thank you for joining us here on Upfront. Of course, and we're just waiting to see what the outcome of the NPP's presidential primaries will be. We are your election headquarters, and we'll be bringing you all of that action, plus more. But it's a wrap from us. I am Blessed. We're going to see you again. Until then, log on to myjoyonline.com. More stories there for you. Bye for now.